Hi, today I'm doing a review on 2 series that have 1 book so far. And they're very different as well. Okay, so the first series I'll do, I suppose, is the Ashes series by Ilsa Bick. And there's 1 book in that so far. The second one, information will pop up somewhere around here. Right, but it's about zombies. So, as if people have watched other reviews, I hate zombies, and there's a couple of scenes in this book that I just found terrifying, really creepy, and zombies, yeah, you just can't get away from them really, they're just everywhere. And it starts with a girl who I think had a great introduction, because she already had this interesting past and background that you instantly kind of are interested in. And she goes camping or hiking up some mountain, and suddenly this big flash or noise goes off, and suddenly the world's changed. Like nothing electrical or anything will work again, and she runs into people who are like zombies, and she meets a couple of people on the mountain, and they kind of band together, kind of trying to get to a certain safe place. So basically it's like any kind of survival film you've ever seen, where people, like, kind of end of the world type films, you know. So the first half of the book, I loved it. Like, it wasn't like fighting for your life every single chapter. It was like a steady pace where you really feel for these characters. So there's kind of like 3 main characters, and I liked the protagonist. Like, I do admit, she kind of, for a teenager, she knew a lot. She could practically do everything. It's just handy that she had all these like survival skills. And she travelled with like a little girl and this guy, and I loved the guy. I thought he was great. And yeah, I was enjoying it. And then suddenly, halfway through, it takes a big turn, and the second half of the book is completely different. It reminds me of the second book in the Birthmarked series, or even the Chaos Trilogy, or the Chaos Walking Trilogy. It just got strange. Like, the zombies weren't really a bigger role. It was more like about a society. I won't really get into it because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, so then the second half wasn't as good. I'm not sure now where it's going to go in the second book. I hope certain characters come into it, and I hope it kind of goes back to the original feel of the first half of the first book. But we'll see. Anyway, I am going to read the second one, and I hope it gets a bit better. Yeah, just a warning about the second half of the book. Okay, so now I'm going to do a review on Grave Mercy by LaFevers. And it's the first book in his Fair Assassin series. So this book is kind of set back in some past. Like, it reminds me kind of like Pride and Prejudice, very formal, proper, way they speak and everything. It was the first time I kind of read a book that all the dialogue is in that kind of formal, old type of speech. But you get used to it. And the main character has this birthmark, and she's sent to this kind of like convent, and she's told that she is a kind of a warrior for God, an assassin for God, and God will like communicate to her or to the nuns, and they'll tell her who to kill and who to assassinate, and she's like doing it for God, and then she's sent on this kind of mission where she meets some people, and yeah, she kind of has a big mission. Okay, so I didn't like the fact that she was murdering people and it was all for God. That thing kind of, yeah, I didn't appreciate that fact. But I do think it was a nice YA, and I liked the romance in there, and it was kind of like a mystery, and like I enjoyed it. I do think if you want a even better version of this type of romance and this type of story, read Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. It reminds me of kind of like the characters and the romance developed in it, but in Poison Study it's just done better. So check that out if you like this book. But I do think that the main character, she's meant to be this like fearsome assassin, and sometimes you're questioning that, you're like, really? Because she acts like such a shy, timid girl who you wouldn't really expect to be this fearsome assassin, and you don't really get much descriptions of her being this big assassin. But I do think it was fairly good, and as I said, I really liked the romance, and then I was like, oh, I can't wait to read the second book to see how they are in it. And then I found out the second book is from someone else's point of view, which is like my biggest hated thing with series. I get over having multiple POVs in a book, but having different people narrate each book in a series, I absolutely hate. So I'm not sure I'll read the second book, to be honest, but the first book was pretty good. Check it out. If you have any opinions on these books or questions, let me know, and if you have any other recommendations, let me know. And thank you very much for watching.